We're starting the Outer Worlds. It's basically New Vegas in space and Starfield, but better. And before Starfield. So... let's get started.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Alright, and time for character creation. You right. It's... wait, Madness, did you include your audio?
Well, it is now.
Alright, so...
Got a lot. Yep, character creation is definitely the longest part of any starting up a survival game.
You could make a vicar doubt the law. A gunslinger. Oh, they're going to tell stories about you from here to Hephaestus.
It's why it's the hardest part of the game, because it takes the so many details that you put into the game. You may think boss fights are harder because, you know, I mean, it is just the same pattern over and over again, but with character customization, could be anything.
Good for you.
That's what
Don't let the board tell you what
Wise
you're
Man
meant
once
to
said.
be.
Alright. So, luckily... it's not too difficult of a character creator.
Yeah, my character customization is pretty simple. Black hair, red eyes, done.
Black hair, red eyes, alright.
It's pretty
For
simple.
me, I just usually try to make him look a little bit like me. Is it uncreative? Maybe, but...
No, it's simple yet effective.
exactly.
You know what? You want to know what my Terraria character looked like?
Hmm.
Complete and utter black with red eyes. So it's just basically a shadow with red eyes.
Interesting. Yeah, I've used to play Terraria with a friend of mine, but it's not really a game for me.
Yeah.
I thought it would be if they had, like, cross-plat, but the plans for that were scrapped.
Yeah.
Now, this may be a little controversial, but I do like it when character creators are somewhat limited in their options, because it makes making your character a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of bums you out if you don't want to like get like all kinds of like crazy shit done, but
I beat Terraria. That was definitely a fun experience.
all right. If anyone's watching, how's he look?
You take a look real quick. Looking pretty swag, if I had to say so myself.
Yeah, he's definitely got that futuristic space scoundrel look going on.
Yep.
All right, time for a name. I think it's obvious what I'm going for. Just real simple.
Yeah, it's real simple.
Yep, just name him after me.
Yep.
Start the game with the character. Why do you think I hit the button?
It's true.
All right.
You know, they like to make sure because you
Looks to
know
be your lucky
people
day,
can
my
fat
friend.
finger stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be real stupid if like you had delete account and it was just like as soon as you press the button it was gone away.
Yeah. But I mean, games like this, you're usually going to, you know, probably restart the game every so often.
Power down your engines and prepare to be
Not likely, bootlickers.
Oh,
Initiate skip jump.
you know what I just realized?
What do you realize?
You remember that one meme where Tim Curry goes, "I'm going to the only place that's not corrupted by capitalism. Spice!" I hate to break it to you, Tim Curry, but capitalism is corrupted space.
Shit.
Fair enough.
Also, I like how this doctor guy looks like the guy from Back to the Future.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Man, he dead. There he goes. That's the Halo drum mod.
Yep. Also, I like how he says to stay calm, and he just told you, he pumped you up full of chemicals that if they weren't in your body, you would turn into liquid.
Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Otto,
Speaking
and he should be
of
waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur.
horrible
Not to
deaths.
worry, I'm told he's a specialist.
You're about to see one of the
Gunslinger,
funniest ones in the
one-of-a-kind
game.
ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Ah, you've landed. Good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot.
Oh,
I told him
he
to
dead.
plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in
My
letting
dude
his
was supposed
ship
to
go
dude was
waste.
supposed to leave a beacon and move the fuck out the way. He
Hawthorne
didn't
won't
move the
mind
fuck
you
out the
taking
way,
his
and now
ship.
he's
Better
crushed.
you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
You know, I will say one thing that does bug me a little bit is this game doesn't have a slide function. Because I feel like in the games nowadays, if you're gonna have a sprint, you might as well have a slide. You know what I mean? I'm no doctor, but I diagnose you with dead and no legs. Oh, look at the dogs with the really weird and fucked up teeth.
Easy now.
Ooh.
You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Ow. Oh, hi.
Hey, you. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings.
Alright.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
Alright, what happened to
We
you?
were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullheads surrounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Okay. Gourmet salt tuna fillets. Tartarus sauce. Pre-sliced bread. You look. I guarantee you will laugh your ass off reading the dialogue and the items in this game. Watch your ears.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened?
Well, I told you to watch your
Can
ears.
you hear me? What
Tactical time dilation. Due to complications stemming from being revived after an extended hibernation, your brain processes time differently. Press the tactical time dilation button, or TTD, slows down the world around you and gives you time to think as well as take action. You have a limited time in this mode. Standing still drains your Vita very slowly, while moving attacks drain it faster. And it slowly refreshes over time. Alright. Oh, so it's like VATS. This. That's a very weird looking banana. Well, it's a banana with a weird blue flower sticking out of it. And we in business. On guard! Damn, he went down in one slap.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Of course I am. I'm a superior officer. Stands to reason, don't it? Just you watch. I'll cross these marauders off with a swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some.
Guess I'll have to give you a 0 on my customer satisfaction survey.
Seriously? But those marauders will...
Are these dialogue
You know
options?
what?
I have
You're
no
right.
idea.
It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
I just earned a fine bonus.
please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
Welcome aboard Apex Transport Triangulum Colony 2325, the Unreliable.
Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health.
Is that Captain Marvel?
Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized
The ship's
to use
AI
violent
looks like Captain
retribution
Marvel.
against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
What are you gonna do? Self-destruct?
Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You realize we're on the ground, right?
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
Alright. Time for the serious shit.
I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne failed to meet you at the designated location. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a high-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of workers. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor. Thank you. Best of luck.
Alright. Oh, for the love of... So we got 10 points. Okay. Okay. And the first batch of perks.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I'd report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me.
I like how she was bragging about being so smart.
Yeah.
And she got duped by my dumbass.
I like how the attack one is like, do you take payment in violence? I'm like, that's something you want to say, I guess.
I like how in this game, they talk about Marauders being like so dangerous, but then act like the worst part about them is they're unemployed. Honey, there's worse things, especially in this galaxy. There's worse things than that. Dear God, it looks like something from Rick and Morty.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's Marauder territory, friend. Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Got a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite. 4 workers still haven't paid up. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it.
Alright. Side quests.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me. It's not the best choice. Music to my...
I ain't got much credits. Damn.
Music to my...
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Cringe. Anyway.
We don't believe in free anything here in Edgewater. We're a Spacer's Choice company. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. With what? My own blood? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm much... What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene.
Ugh.
You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth. Yes, I suppose I must. Here you are.
So, you want to know how fucked capitalism is in this game?
How's that?
People rent their own fucking grave sites.
Bruh.
Oh wait, it gets worse. If you decide to quite literally bite the bullet, it's considered destruction of company property.
Bruh.
Who the fuck thinks of shit like this?
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. Amazon would probably do shit like that if they can get away with it.
I'm fine, Mr. Thompson.
Facts.
Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy. You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. You are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in. You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Oh, here we go.
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you. I'm paid better than Abernathy. Whatever he's giving you, I will do you one.
Bombastic side-eye!
That's all I can ask.
Oh wait, I forgot no one on the street can see that.
Oh my, bro. No, I want to be done with this game. I'm never gonna play this game ever again. I'm never playing this game ever again.
Declan, you're saying never gonna play this game ever again as if it's not Dead by Daylight and you're not gonna fucking do it again?
Shut up and let me live.
Alright, you.
Let me
You a new
imagine
worker?
my peaceful
Whatever.
life
Make
without
it quick,
this.
Tenderfoot. I'm bit. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property.
Alright.
What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
I don't want this.
I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to...
Yeah, that's fucked up. You Listen here, you son of a bitch. What the hell? Fight me!
Huh? You hiding?
Oh shit!
Welcome back.
Come on, you sneaky bitch. Bam. All right, let's see here. Apply. I wish an art book came out for this game because honestly, the art's pretty fire. I like how it just hit him in the chest and every other extremity just flew off.
Yeah.
Let's be working with here. Look at the teeth on them things.
For real.
Monkey.
Okay.
Fish. Let's see what's in here. Alright, let's... Ah, shit. Huh, I didn't know the vending machines had little jingles to them. Faux windows. Adds beauty and whatever that word is to your frontier home. Imagine buying a house that has no fucking windows. So you gotta get a fake one.
Bro, for once, this thing's actually working with me.
A friend of mine died a couple weeks back.
I've got some time. Thanks. I'll see to it that this medicine gets to the people who need it. Here, something for your trouble. Nothing personal, but I hope we never do business together again. Don't want to make... You do have some cheek on you. Lucky for you, I kept a little contingency fee in case you tried to negotiate with me. Somebody deserving. Silas on account of him being out in the cold. Amelia seeing how she's around people all the time. Anybody in the sick room? Somebody deserving. Silas on account of...
Alright, now I gotta go talk to some guy named Ludwig. No offense to anyone with that name, but it just sounds like the name of a character in a video game. Ludwig. Wasn't there a Mario character named Ludwig?
Yeah, there was. Or there is, more or less.
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
Miss Holcomb, I need to explain this to rescue.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still... Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few...
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. I am not trying to pull one over on you, friend. You were bound to run into them sooner or later. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. It's our problem, not yours, but I'm asking for your help. If those workers don't come back, Edgewater is going to collapse. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to...
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I mean, if that's all.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I can't... You will need an administrator...
Great!
Well, I am glad...
So, a little bit of a spoiler for this character. She's an asexual lesbian. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I played this game, I was a little confused because her side quest is her wanting to date this one person, and it went well, but the way she was explaining how she was attracted to this person didn't make much sense. And then I found out that there's such a thing as an asexual lesbian. I'm like, oh, neato. Also, she's a wholesome being, so...
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, mister. I just think when you got... That's what my...
Alright. Also, we get to see my favorite character in the game, who's basically this priest who used to be an outlaw.
I've always
nice.
Weird in here. It's too clean.
And, well, if you do a little quest for him, it's fucking hilarious.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others. The ones who left.
Adelaide McDevitt's encampment. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. If it were as easy as a few soothing words in the right ears, I'm sure it would have been done already. Consider it a challenge. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you.
Alright, we're gonna do his quest right quick. So... fuck.
Here they come! Everyone all right?
Ow. Sorry.
That was quick.
All right.
Any progress on that matter we discussed?
And here's your book.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this... French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Yes, you're right. Such are the workings of the equation. And I've only my own hubris to blame. I certainly never planned for this contingency. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I... Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. Oh, I'm... Fantastic.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the changes. I shall see you on the ship, Captain. I'll meet you on the ship when you're ready.
Okay, so. Level 5 and...
Incoming!
Go!
We did it!
So anyway, I remember when this game first came out, before all the DLC and before all the bug fixes and everything. There was one particular thing that happened. Because one of the enemies in this game basically looked like big, stony skinned gorillas. And once you reach a certain level with your character, you can make your companions do special attacks. One of the companions' special attack is literally to drop kick somebody. Like, he just runs up and just fucking drop kicks him. This man drop kicked one of those gorillas in the teeth.
We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those... Aegea what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. You don't know what enough with the questions means? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up in Van. I go looking for Zoe. It's not like Zoe to go. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. Appreciate.
Luckily, I've played this game before, so I know exactly where to go.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What, you mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma.
Oh, so she's dumb as hell.
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of I've got all the time in Halcyon. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and...
So this is a little bit of a spoiler for one person's quest, but do y'all want to hear the funniest line in this entire game? I'm dedicated to taking as many drugs as humanly possible, so let's get this over with. Here at Kennedy Gaming, we do not encourage the use of drugs, for the record.
Don't do drugs. Unless you're sharing them with me. No, I'm kidding. Don't do drugs. I'm kidding.
Gives you a bitch of a headache. I too do not know from experience.
I have no idea, man.
Fresh.
Huh. Alright.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip him out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Okay.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
if you're hungry. Stefan's got supplies.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello. Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town. Never heard it phrased in such a way before. I guess we're all trying to get our ships off the ground, ain't we? Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. You ever heard of the young... I know the old community...
Okay.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but Zoe joined up. You let me know if I...
Alright. So, one thing I do find a little frustrating about this about this game is some of the quests will get cancelled if you progress too fast in the story. So the one I'm doing now is... What the fuck was I just given? Oh. Oh! Laser pistol make monkey brain go burr. Well, technically a plasma pistol, but I like energy weapons. And unlike Fallout, where energy weapons are only good if you progress far in your energy weapon skill, energy weapons in Outer Worlds are fucking cracked. I gotta say though, it does kind of suck in Fallout when energy weapons aren't really that good. Because there's some of the coolest looking guns in the game with that whole retro 50s sci-fi look. That being said, it also depends entirely on the Fallout game, because if it's like Fallout 1 or 2, energy weapons are really good. If it's 3 in New Vegas, only if you really invest in energy weapon skills. 4, though, energy weapons are busted because they changed how damage types work in that game. Yeah, because, like, Fallout 3 and New Vegas, your energy weapon skill was tied... Well, not skill. It was more its own separate damage type. And some things were weaker to energy weapons than others. In fact, on higher levels, if enemies had energy weapons, you could potentially get... wiped out pretty fast.
Gone quiet.
You know what game should have energy weapons but doesn't? Cyberpunk. Like, you'll have weapons that do, like, electrical damage and shit, but not like a true, like, laser or plasma gun.
I'm not allowed in here.
Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that little incident. See that you do. I got a business to run. Edgewater ain't gonna provision itself, you know.
I won't touch anything.
Music to my...
Wait.
Spacers? Music to my...
Forgot the initial reason I went to him was just to get a gun repaired. Alright, for those who like sushi, what's your favorite kind of sushi? I'm curious.
California roll.
That's fair. And Bunny, you said California roll?
Mm-hmm.
Man after my own heart, I see. See, I usually go for California rolls, but I also like the barbecue eel roll. I'm not too big a fan of tuna, though. Like, I'll try it if offered, but it's not going to be my first choice. Or second.
I always wanted to poke around in here.
Unexpected. Searching for unauthorized persons. Processing.
Wait! Down they go! Gotta hurt.
I swear to God, the Spacer's Choice mascot looks like something from Rick and Morty.
The control room should be off to the right.
That shit is unnerving.
Right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
And shot right in the robot's gooch.
Get ready. Got 'em all.
No, 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 just leave me alone. Get away! You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot! Scram! You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil... Of course. Do excuse me. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. Hard to say. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna critic, Aetherwave personality, chairman of the board. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer, right? I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Look, I don't want to fall into any... Ironic deaths are the worst. I discovered a flaw. Yeah. Oh. Funny thing.
Where did you find that
tail.
shovel at the beginning again?
Forgot what you...
No idea, but I know you can buy a shovel.
There's one that's just laying around. I just don't remember where.
Didn't the... Okay, so for those who are confused, my friend's playing Baldur's Gate. I think the shovel is by those, what do you call them? Those bandits outside of that crypt at the beginning.
That's where I am. I just can't figure out where the shovel is.
Did you scare them off?
Oh yeah, I went in through the back, and then left through the front. And they're like, hey, there's someone coming out of the crypt. And they were like, what? How did you get there? Are you trying to like steal our loot from under our noses? And then you get a dialogue option to say, you've awoken me from my slumber, and now I crave blood. So obviously I did that and they ran away. So
Ow. I swear to God, you can't jump more than 5 feet without getting like a sprained ankle or something in this bitch.
you got a boo-boo. Anything but the boo-boo.
I fucking hate that shit. And what was I saying?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, fuck it.
I mean, we were talking about how I left the temple from the opposite way and then scared the bandits.
Here we go. We're pretty good at this. Nice one. We made it. When I was little.
Bring us honors. Bang up work. I would.
Oh, God. I forgot about those things in this game.
Any luck finding? No kidding. Look.
Are they yucky?
Well, don't keep me in
Well,
suspense.
let me put it in perspective for you.
2 whole days. Well, don't keep me in suspense. I've been saving something for.
It's yucky because there's an animal in the Outer Worlds universe called a Cystipig. I take it you understand why that sounds gross. No, why does it sound gross? I'm glad you asked. People literally eat the cysts off the fucking thing. Like a grody chicken nugget.
mess with us. Three switches. That'll be easy enough.
Alright, and I gotta go run and pull 3 switches in this plant.
Just 2 more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale? Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Unexpected. Searching for unauthorized persons. Processing.
Down they go! Go get it! When to go? If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the Vale?
Security patrol.
That's the last. I'm not sure what the ride is. Alls I know is the decision's final.
Alright, so I got an important choice to make.
There's no going back. Something you need? That's on account of how I never met her. It's hard to miss what you never knew. I don't ponder it over much. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers. He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda. I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. You mean about the mission being too clean? There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12. Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of Zero-G rolling out the front door and into the road. It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a 3rd shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of Zero-G? Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Moreau's still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
I'm starting to think she's also got the tism. Like me!
Sorry. I know, it's none of my business. Strong drink makes me sick. And it makes me real sad. I start thinking about things I oughtn't, and then... Well, never mind that. You got better things to think on. So... I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. I know, but Vickers says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vickers sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. I think there's something higher and greater than us. But I don't feel it when I'm in the mission. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
I know some people watching this will probably go, well, why did you divert power to Edgewater and not the deserters? Because it's the only way to get the good ending to this major choice. Because you can go back to the deserters, and they give you basically a second chance by saying, hey, we'll go back, but that dickhead who's the boss there has to go.
That's the thing about this is all you're doing. I want to ask you this in You killed my garden, destroyed my community, sentenced my flock to a lifetime of slavery in Edgewater for a power regulator. Well, shit, I wish it was personal. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. You offer... Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you... Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients. I have got a... My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I...
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through
Okay,
our
listen
town
here,
like
you
cool
bowler hat
clean
wearing
water.
bitch.
I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree? We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat saltuna here, and only saltuna. I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanists couldn't grow decent crops for us, so You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery. You're right, I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy. A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in it.
Alright.
Look at that. The snake's come back. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. This don't put us on even footing, you understand. But it is a start. I might turn that old cat. I need to...
Finally, fuck. Alright.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get... Oh, it's kind of you to say that. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But... And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do... Yes!
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Captain, what can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Our engine... What can I do for you, Cap? All systems are operating within... I am prepared to bring the unreliable...
And we get to actually go to different places now because fuck this planet.
We have received a communication request from Dr.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm Gladys Kilkelly.
Sounds like Frankie too.
Transmission. We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
Hello? Can you hear me? I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor. Reviving you from hibernation was my greatest accomplishment. Your odds of...
Alright.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. The target. Careful, that's my communications terminal.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thank Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Alright. I think now is a good stopping point. Thank you all for whoever came to help out or watch the stream, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.